So Aaron Rodgers is holding a press conference the minute our show ends. Yeah, I'm sure it's a coincidence. And it's the first time he's talked since the Packers drafted Jordan Love. I, of course, am one of the only I'm America's media icon, so why not? One of the few people that have gone after Aaron Rodgers because I think at times he can be a tad condescending. I think he's a great talent, not always a great leader. And I think I've been backed by many sources on that, public, private, both, through the years. But I do think he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer and super talented, and I love watching him play. And he's always welcome on the couch and yell and scream at me if he wants. I don't care. He's an unbelievable talent. But he holds a press conference today, and what I want is authentic. I know he'll be smart. That I never worry about that. And he'll be thoughtful. But I want authentic, because you can be both authentic and smart and a great leader and a great teammate. And so Joy Taylor is going to be the reporter, do a press conference sound effects. I would generally wear a mustache, but during the virus, all those closets are closed here. The props guy is not here. Our props guys are not allowed in the building. So are you ready, John? Let's make it sound like a press conference. I am Aaron Rodgers.
It's like pumping in a crowd noise.
Which we're going to do, I heard, yeah.
All right. Joy Taylor, FS1. Aaron, what was your first reaction to the Packers drafting Jordan Love?
Well, I mean, I had read the stories and reports that they may do that. So they drafted me when we had Brett Favre. I mean, this is what enterprises do. You know, they make sure they're protected for the future. So he's supposed to be really, really talented. I don't watch a lot of Utah State football games. I went on to YouTube. He's big, strong, and but this is what organizations do. I mean, I think, when Tom Brady was a quarterback for the Patriots, they drafted quarterbacks every other year. This is the reality of it.
Have you talked to Jordan yet?
I texted him a couple of times, and, he texted me back. Yeah.
Carol, Kenosha News, did you get a heads up that they were drafting a quarterback in the first round?
Well, I mean, I don't think that's what teams do, and I don't think teams should ask players. I'm not a scout. On Saturday nights, I'm preparing for an NFL game. I'm not watching college football. I'm trying to beat the Bears or the Vikings or the Lions. So I don't know why you'd ask a player's opinion on a draft, unless I went to Cal. Maybe it's a Cal player, and maybe I know him. But I don't think that's a responsibility of a team. I'm not supposed to be a scout. We have those. We have a huge department of scouts.
Will you be a better mentor than Brett Favre?
I think that's overplayed by the media. Brett Favre's job was to win games. My job was to take Brett Favre's job. I mean, that's what we're doing in this thing. Like, there's only one quarterback. We have 4 receivers playing, 6 on the roster. We have 12, 13 offensive linemen. You got 2 quarterbacks. One wants the starter's job, and the starter's job is to win the Super Bowl. So that was not, and Brett Favre, anytime I asked Brett Favre a question, Brett Favre always gave me an answer. He never once hidden the information, but his job was to win games. My job was to get his job. So that relationship going in, we're all grown-ups here. We know what it is.
Bill from the Sheboygan Press. How you doing, Aaron?
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with Matt LaFleur currently?
Well, I mean, we won 13 games. It was bad. We wouldn't win 13 games. I mean, it was new, to be honest with you. It's a good question, Bob. Or Sue, I forgot. Bill. Sorry, Bill.
It's all right.
You dress better than any sportscaster in the history of, sports writer in the history of Milwaukee, by the way. We just met each other. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. So I think if you can win 13 games in the first year of a relationship, it's pretty amazing. I mean, if you go back, you guys, this is what you guys do and gals do for a living, right? Like, if you go back and look at first-year coach relationship with a team, how many have won 13 games in a tough division? Vikings, really, really good team. So I think a relationship's good.
How did you feel about them not drafting a wide receiver?
Well, Devontae Adams is a star, and most quarterbacks in this league don't have Devontae Adams. I mean, I can lobby for another wide receiver, but if you watch this play San Francisco, we struggled in protection. So we drafted a blocking tight end, that's what I've heard, and a bunch of interior offensive linemen, and a tough, hard-nosed running back. So if you watch this play San Francisco, were our receivers the issue, or San Francisco's defensive line the issue? So I think the team addressed what they viewed as a primary concern. I would have loved another receiver. I mean, fishermen want more fish, right? Like I hope we draft 4 receivers every draft. That's what quarterbacks want.
Frank, Green Bay Press-Gazette. How you doing, Aaron?
Hi, Frank. How are you?
Hope you're well. How do you feel about Brady joining the NFC?
Well, I heard he's playing a golf event with Peyton, so I think I can beat him in golf, and I can't wait to beat him during the season. I think it's kind of great. I mean, like you see NBA guys moving around all the time. I think it's great to have, maybe the greatest player in our league go to another franchise. I mean, I'll be watching. I mean, if they're on TV and I'm not playing, I'll be watching, Tom.
Daryl, Beloit Daily News.
Daryl. Hi, Daryl.
Hi. Is your team good enough to win a Super Bowl?
Excuse me, sir?
Is the team good enough to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was broadcast. We got to the NFC Championship. I mean, we lost to a great team that led in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. I mean, and it was on television. And by the way, I think we got a bunch of tough physical players. I think Matt and I are in a second year. I mean, this organization, we don't lose a lot of games here. We get to the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, once you're into the playoffs, especially you're in the playoffs and you get a bye or a home field advantage, absolutely we're a Super Bowl contender.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Frank.
Daryl.
Sorry, Bill. Okay. Authentic, honest. I don't think he was dishonest with any of that.
It actually had a very Aaron-like tone. I think you really embodied the spirit of Aaron Rodgers there.
Could one of you, Green Bay people, send this to Aaron? And because, he doesn't watch the show, right? I thought all the answers. If he did that today, you'd be like, cool, there's the answer.
Ideally, he should throw a wet blanket on the situation. Yes.
Hey, listen, man, I heard about Jordan Love. I read the paper. I saw the stories. I was Jordan Love. Brett probably wasn't tickled by it, but this is an enterprise. It's a company. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.